Hi, I'm Chloe.
And I'm Jess.
We are here to interview the head girl and head boy of Abbey College. They've been here for a long time and are very proud to be chosen as the head girl and boy. Their time at Abbey Gate is nearly over, and as they leave at the end of this year.
To start with, when did you both join Abbey?
So I joined Abbey in Alford for the junior department in year 3. So I've been here for quite a long time. Whereas Barnaby's a bit different.
Well, I joined in year 8. I went to Ellesmere for 1 year, and then I decided to come here because I wanted to have a bit more time at home, because at Ellesmere have quite long days.
Jess and I travel to school on the bus, so how do you get to school every day?
Well, I either drive to school in my own car, or I live with my mum in the morning because we don't live too far away.
I used to get the bus, but now I drive myself and my brother Toby to school, just because it's a lot quicker and a lot easier. It means we get a ride as well.
It's nicer to drive, I think.
A lot nicer to drive.
Who is your favourite teacher or member of
Go
school?
on.
Mine's probably Mrs. Parker. No, mine. No, Miss Parker is one of my favourites, but I really like Miss Kitchen, who I have business with as well, because she's very, very helpful.
The joke is, if you don't know, Mrs. Parker's my mum.
Yeah.
I think mine, I have 2, and they're either Mr. Austin and Mrs. Faithful, because they've both equally known me for years and years and years. So they know how I think. I know if I'm in a bad mood or grumpy mood or I don't get anything, I can just go straight to them and say, "What is this? What's going on?" Or either way, you can share something good with them. So yeah.
What qualities do you think help the staff choose you as head boy and girl?
I think for me, I'm not the brightest spark in terms of I don't get top grades, but one thing I am quite good at is talking to people. I'm like sort of being open to talk to people, and if they've got a problem, they can come to me and talk about it as well. So that's why I think I've got that sort of quality.
For me, I guess I've been here for a few years, so I know how it all works. I'm super organised. That's not mean I'm boosting myself up, but I'm like slightly OCD for organisation. Confident and just very friendly, so you feel like you can speak to anybody. I like Barnaby, you can just kind of go and chat to somebody and just say, "Hi, how are you?"
So now you're in the 6th form, what subjects are you studying for A-level?
Well, I'm currently studying English literature, drama and theatre studies, and geography.
I'm doing geography, art and business studies. Last year I did English language, but dropped that. So yeah.
And last year I was studying history, but I obviously had to drop one.
So, what are your favourite subjects?
Geography or drama, definitely. I can't decide what to do after I finish school, so I'm applying for drama school and I'm applying to do geography at university, so it's still slightly balanced.
Whereas my favourite's definitely art, simply because there's no exam, which means you can sort of enjoy yourself a bit more in lessons knowing you haven't got to revise at home, and my mum helps me with drawings as well, which is very helpful.
Which is your favourite timetable day?
Or Tuesday, because I'm double free and I know that, if I have a late night or I can't sleep, I like don't have to stress and I can just relax and sit from centre.
Well, Tuesday is quite tough for me. I only have 2 lessons and 5 frees, so it's a tough day of sitting around doing work, doing lots of work. But no, seriously, Tuesday's probably my favourite day because I can catch up with work from Monday as well. The Thursdays are all right; they're okay. I've got double business, which goes on for quite a while. That drags quite.
Now, Ellie, you took part in the school play Oklahoma this year and played a huge part. And Barnaby, you've done a lot of work raising money for charity this year. How important do you think extracurricular work is?
Personally, I think it's even more important than studying because I think it makes you more of a rounded person. I think, studying is great, but I think by kind of exploring what you personally prefer or want to do, you're kind of exploring yourself and making yourself more interesting to other people. Whereas studying, you're just studying someone else's theory, not your own thoughts.
I think in terms of fundraising, I think my family, we've been through lots of bits and bobs with what I raise money for, and I think it's just to almost thank people as well for what they do. And by me fundraising, I just hope it inspires other people to then go, you know what, I can fundraise because it's not hard. You can do a little run. It's a bit of training, but the adrenaline gets you through it. And I think being able to leave God, I'm not some sort of like president who's got a legacy. But being able for people to say, and for you guys to, you know, remember the fact that I've done fundraising is so important to me, because I hope one day you'll do it as well.
Chloe and I are in Year 8, and you may not realise, but for the first time at Abbey, the Year 8s will have to make decisions by Friday on some of the subjects for next year to enable more timetable time for studying our preferred subjects. So what advice could you give about choosing options?
At least you're getting a chance to study what you want. That's good. Advice. Study what you want to study. Don't take anyone's opinion saying that you should do this and you're like, oh, I don't know. Because if you're studying something you hate, you're not going to do well in it. You know, at the end of the day, school is about doing well, getting your grades, which is kind of sad, but it's slightly true. So, I don't know, the better the subject you pick and the more you like it, the more well you're going to do.
And also, what I would do, something I didn't do enough, was I didn't look long term to what it was going to be like. So what it's like now, it's not going to be like that at GCSE, because it gets harder. And one thing I'd recommend is if you're in the balance between two things, maybe two sciences, I'm not sure if that's how it works for you guys still, but like there was 3 sciences and I was in the balance between 2, and I should have spoken to my teachers to ask what actually we do in GCSE, because I didn't do that, and I struggled in chemistry and I dropped physics, and I think if I'd actually spoken to teachers I might have been able to get a clearer idea of which was better for me, just whichever suits you as well.
So in what ways do the roles head of the school differ from your fellow sixth formers, and do you have extra responsibilities compared to them?
I think we do. I think we're constantly on show. Like, people can say, be your head boy, you shouldn't do that. Or people might say, like for example Mr Cavallini, when we've got something called supervised study, which is when a teacher sits in and checks that we're all doing work, sometimes we have to take it and we have to say to people and do the awkward thing of saying to your friends, please can you be quiet, which is something which is quite...
Slightly awkward telling your friends to be quiet in a serious tone.
It's hard as well, because you don't want everyone to think that you're being bossy, but the fact is that you sign up to be head boy and head girl because you've got a sense of responsibility.
And I think unlike our peers, you know, we have to write a speech for speech day, which is super stressful and worth it, because like the adrenaline, you're like, yeah, we just did this is great. But you have to organise loads of rotas at the beginning of the year, and you see all those tours going around the school. We have to make sure that a responsible and suitable sixth former is allocated to that and they're on time, whilst also doing our own work.
It's more organising that's the most stressful bit, actually getting stuff sorted, and it comes in waves. Like at the start it's really busy, then it goes quiet, then you have 10 tours in a week, then you have no tours for 5 weeks. So it's sort of, you just got to be prepared.
Drips and drabs.
Yeah.
What is your most challenging role ahead?
At the moment, it's yearbook.
Yearbook.
Yeah.
So how much extra work is involved in making the yearbook?
The thing is, we kind of set it up.
It's organising again. It's all organising. It's actually getting...
It's getting
some
other people to do what you want.
Some people aren't like us. Like me and Ellie are very much like, we'll get given something, we'll do it, it's done, tick it off. Other people like to just go, yeah, I'll do it next week, and they never do it. And what you've got to do is constantly pester them, and then by the time you pester them about 5 times, they're like, can you just stop pestering me? And they get annoyed with you. So then it's a vicious circle.
What skills have you gained from the challenge of doing the yearbook, and how do you think this will help you in later life?
Seeing other people's side of the argument. I used to be really kind of like, not argumentative, but quite like, this is it, this is what's going to happen, blah, 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 blah. Whereas now I'm like, slightly, I slow it down a bit, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's what they thought, maybe I should. I'm not as like, demanding.
Taking a step back and actually looking, like I said, look at both sides, because as much as we might be annoyed with someone for not helping us out with organising, they might have other things to do as well. But I think the biggest thing you learn from being head boy and the yearbook and everything, it's understanding that when you do have a responsibility, you've got to keep to it, and don't like take advantage of it either. Don't be over bossy. Don't think you're the king of everything and you can do what you want, because you're not. You're still a pupil and you can still have fun.
So what's been your highlight at Abbey?
Once again, it's extracurricular for me. So I did a lot of ski racing, and there was a year when we did amazingly well, and I was about in year 10. and we're like third best in the country, and it's literally just the buzz of that was great. And all the school plays, they are so much fun, and there's choir trips. It's like when you merge all the years together, and you kind of forget about the boundaries of year 7, year 8, year 9, and everyone just kind of has similar hobbies. Doesn't matter about the age, but you all kind of get to know different bits about people you wouldn't usually.
I've probably got 2, both football related. One was going on a football tour to Barcelona, losing the first game, drawing the second, and somehow winning the last game. And then my biggest highlight is probably beating Kings 2-0 quite easily in a football match last year. So that's fine. Yeah.
After you leave school, what do you think you'll do in the future?
Plan next year is to go on a gap year, to travel, to look at places which I've only ever seen on TV, like India, which is quite scary, but I think it would just be a complete culture shock and just be unbelievable. And then after that, as long as I get the grades, which I'm working my socks off to get, I'm hoping to go to Newcastle or Northumbria, so up the country. And then after that, I think I'd like to go into music, not as a musician, not as a singer or anything like that, but as actually behind the scenes, so being maybe a manager and an agent or something along the lines of that.
He's slightly more planned than I am.
Yeah.
As you know, I'm in private drama school, so if I get into drama school, I might end up going there straight away because you can't take a gap year or defer your entry. I've also applied for university, and I'm going to be in geography, and do go to Exeter or Newcastle, I think. But I'm also taking a gap year, so it's either one of those 3. And obviously in my gap year, I'll be travelling and getting work experience with production companies and getting a job.
We hope you enjoy your last few months at Abbey and get the grades you want.
Thank you.
Thank you.